and it completely changes your brain, and you will unrecognizable. Business, school, work, relationships, it's all snap of fingers. Looking back, I realized that dopamine detox divided my life into before and after. I guarantee that knowledge that I will give you in this video will change your life. I'll tell you for myself. I struggled with the symptoms, problems. I that have poor willpower, that I lazy person, that I was weak and not manly. But that wasn't the problem at all. Today I will tell you how our hormones affects on our mental state. Let's go back when I was 16 years old. I think it's my 10th grade and at the beginning of summer vacation. And at that point, my typical morning started like this.
I'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd sleep for like 11 or 10 hours, but I still didn't get enough sleep because I'd go to bed late. Circadian rhythms are completely thrown off. I'd wake up and I'm in state of brokenness, not understanding where I am. Like I've been confused by a sound from Hotline Miami. After that, I'd get on my phone, watch YouTube, some meaningless videos, then go to Instagram, start scrolling through the feed without end, listening to degenerate music. Then my friends would call me to League of Legends, and I'd sit there for hours. I'd go outside and smoke and drink alcohol. At night, I'd jerk off. I didn't have any of that then, like I was just throwing my life away. You know, like in games, where you can skip a cutscene. And now when I try to think back on it, I can't even remember what it was like, because every day was the same as the day before, the life of real NPC.
Now let's move here. I live much better. I love my body. I live a good life, living apart from my parents in another country, and I know human body structure and about hormones better than many doctors. And why has everything changed so much?
Once I came across a video of a man on YouTube. He was broadcasting just for teenagers about self-development, reading books and so on. And then I liked his ideas, but I didn't pay much attention to them. Then after I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, I had a lot more free time and I didn't even know what to do. And I came across to this guy video again, and it was about an ex-girlfriend or something.
And at one point something clicked in me. I just realized that I living my life all this time wrong, that I've been going the wrong thing.
The moment I got out of that NPC world of gaming, jerking off and aimless existence, I've realized what I want. I started avidly devouring every video of that guy, but it turned out that what he was talking about, self-development books, motivation, sports, it was just the tip of the iceberg. I began to study myself, why our body behaves the way it does, etc. I learned about hormones and neurotransmitters and was just shocked by it all.
And 3 years after I started down this road, I decided to create this channel to help people who were in the same kind of trouble and ignorance that I was. The world is growing and growing in technological progress, and there is a million people like I was. So let's get to the topic of the video. I think you've seen video about how to hack your brain in a week, how to increase your motivation and the productivity in 5 minutes. Unfortunately, they are cheating for views. And even if something magical happens and you can rise your dopamine levels in a second. By the way, dopamine is a substance in our brain that's responsible for motivation to action. It's produced for every action we take, every action. I gave an example in a previous video. Here's an excerpt.
I'll draw a diagram for you. Here we're eating, here we exercising, here we reading a book, and here are we watching porn after that peak. How can anything compare to that? Nothing will be interesting. So even if you could raise your baseline dopamine level from this level to this level, where you interested in everything and etc., your brain still remembers those huge peaks from watching porn, playing games and eating fast food.
And it will block out the other activities. Why would he do anything now if there's something that can make him feel good quick? And it's only a month should passes to forget about these peaks. And those guys want to restore dopamine in 1 day? Seriously? So my dopamine detox not looks like that. I'm offering you a lifetime dopamine detox. But it creates a question. Nick, but I can't live without dopamine. How is that possible? That's the point. Plan to get rid of that should be realistic. We don't want to get out of it for 24 hours and then back to depression, back to video games and back to porn. So we create a realistic plan and we try to take it slowly.
If you ever encountered that feeling that after sitting for a long time playing game or getting stuck in the TikTok or watching porn and then it's hard to get up, so reluctant. So that's because of hormone noradrenaline, which is synthesized from the dopamine. It's responsible for giving us the strength to move. And when your dopamine level is at zero, or because of heart shake 5 minutes ago, you physically can't get out of bed because of the lack of the noradrenaline.
The ideal state of our dopamine system is when we're kids. It's when we're curious about everything, want to explore everything.
It's like a nice, clear cleaning, and now that clearing is littered with toxins and a mountain of garbage.
I've seen videos about some guys saying, no, dopamine detox is bullshit. Dopamine is not a toxin. Yeah, it's not a toxin. It's a healthy function. Tempest. Of course, it's not a toxin. It's just a name. No one says that dopamine is bad. It's something that without that we can't live. And toxin in our case, it's games, TikTok, porn, and junk food. This is exactly what poisoning our bodies. Gray matter. Remember the Wolf of Street moment, where
all day long. Decimal points, high frequencies, bang, 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 fucking digits.
And in our case, it's TikTok, porn, games, and it's all poisoning our brain.
Acidic, above the shoulders, mustard shit. Right?
Like that. And the interesting thing is, if you can reduce consumption of quick pleasures in your life by 50%, your mental health will improve in 2 times. And your willpower will too improve in 2 times. So insecurity, not able to start a conversation, not being able to get over an ex, all these little problems will resolve. 50% of these things will just disappear from your life. They are all just symptoms of destroyed dopamine system.
And people who think they are depressed and they are just surfing social media, they'll notice that they not depressed. And those people especially need to do a dopamine detox because they are low on dopamine. All you bad thoughts and depressive moods, all of these are just symptoms of poor mental health. And most of these problems are solved very simply. And how? We will talk now. Before that, I want to tell you about my Discord channel and Patreon, where you can find guides to improve all aspects of your life: sleep, hormonal background, improving your appearance, and getting rid of bad habits. Also, getting rid of acne.
Normalizing dopamine function. More big peak of pleasure we have in our lives, the more the other small peak fade. Again, I'm reminded of my circuit.
How can anything compare to that? Nothing will be interesting.
All the more for the peaks that doesn't exist in nature. In nature, you can't open your phone and flip through pics of naked women. In nature, there is no TikTok. In nature, there is no YouTube. There is no video games in nature. Yes, I'm suggesting you take away quick pleasures. I'm not suggesting you give them up partially. I'm suggesting you do away with them, but over time. But there has to be a balance in life. I wanna take off with some time playing video games and watching anime. The fact is that playing games and watching anime or just entertainment contents fill our needs.
For example, you have in your genes the need to become stronger, to dominate. And what do you do in games? You win, you dominate, and you're the strongest. But here's the problem. It's a game, not real life. But when you leave the game, you feel the need is closed and you can relax again until the next time.
But it's also in life. You can go to the gym and level up your character in real life. You can pump up your confidence in real life, your wellness in real life, your attractive in real life. And 1 hour of video games will take away this from you. You won't have a hunger that you might have had. And so forth. There's a whole other discussion. Yes, and there are a few people who can really keep balance in that. People who have great families, a lot of friends, but it's a rare. Yeah, sometimes people like that can play in video games, watch some anime, eat sweets, but you're not here for balance. You're here to win. You're here to get results. If you work out, you want your body be perfect. If you earn money, you want to earn a lot. You want your goals to work out, and you won't stop where 99% of people stop. That's what successful people do. Total extreme. To really become the person that you always want to be, you have to try to lower your dopamine levels. You must do this to not be an NPC. But first, reduce your pleasures by 50%, at least 50%. And then it will take a month, burn it all down to the root. You'll notice how every month your life will improve, little by little, step by step.
The most important thing to get rid of TikTok and porn. These peaks are the most biggest. There is no such thing in the nature and they are very fast.
To look at naked women, you have to press just a couple of buttons, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else. And our brains see it. If you took a god by the beard and cheated the system, that before, to get a woman, you had to be stronger and fight. And now it's so simple. and your body rewards you with the strongest pleasure. Switch to alone pleasures. Building your body takes a long time, but it's a long-lasting pleasure. One day you see that you don't look like inflated bubble, but like a Greek god. Thus, you're not ashamed to go shirtless. Sooner or later, you go there, like in the game. You'll get to the top. It's the same in life, where you wake up and realize how fucking great you feel. That you don't need anything that you used before. No cigarettes, no music, no alcohol, nothing.
They took that away from us and replaced it with an illusory world. And the brain gets used to everything. Our work doesn't get easier by sitting in a TikTok. It gets harder to work. You lose your motivation. You get dumber. Go for a run or join the gym. The negative thoughts you had will disappear in a month. So start the dopamine detox slowly, removing the quick pleasures from your life. I'm the exact opposite of my old self now, and it's hard to even believe I used to do what I used to do. It's like it wasn't me the whole time. It really wasn't me. When you start a dopamine detox, your body has to rebuild different neural connections, different everything, and in half a year you'd be unrecognizable.
I'm not going to force you to do it. Those to whom it resonates will take action. Those who just look at it and memorize it, put it off for later, most likely never start, and they will live their life like that and forget about it. They will create nothing and die forgotten. All people choose the virtual world, and if you can get out of it and choose the real world, then you win the game. This was Nick. Bye.